Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart and the Cardano chart, and I don't know if it's only me or I start to read more and more positive news coming out about Cardano. I sense also, if I, as someone who's doing technical analysis, it's always interesting to see what people also write in the comments. It gives me another view, another perspective, and shows me another perspective on the sentiment in the market. How do people actually see a certain cryptocurrency? And to be honest, Elliott Waves are doing nothing different. So the Elliott Waves are actually also just showing us what is actually the sentiment in the market and when is it likely that the sentiment is going to shift, mass psychology basically. And we can see that while we're really going a little bit lower here on the ADA chart, but we're finding critical support at 120, at 125. You start to see here potentially a slowing down of the downtrend on the ADA chart. And I start to read more positive news about Cardano. Seem to be more positive news coming out. And also people, also generally you guys in the comments, I read more and more positive comments about Cardano again. With a lot of people now planning to load onto Cardano again, loading up their Cardano, their ADA bag basically. People who did hold off all the time now start to think about buying again. That's very interesting because it shows basically that sentiment shift that might be coming here for Cardano, that it might be turning around really soon actually. Even though with Bitcoin, unfortunately, I anticipate a further Bitcoin drop, it's getting more and more difficult, and it's really time that the bulls are pushing in here and start to push the price higher. But yeah, with Bitcoin going down further, how likely it is really that Cardano can hold the dollar. So we're going to take a look at that. But just to really add to the positive news, I mean, I have a lot of positive things coming out here with, for example, the first metaverse on the Cardano blockchain. Find that really interesting here. Pavia, that's going to come out. It's still very, very early days, but I think they plan, the roadmap in 2022 is packed. Also, what you need to see here, they already had the first land sales. So it's at the moment it's only a vision, and they facilitated the land sales. But it's good news that we have a metaverse coming on the Cardano blockchain. That is what I've been waiting for and found that a few days ago. So really just wanted to cover it as well. It's really good to see more and more projects being built on Cardano, not just DEXs, but really things like that. Then also NFTs, of course. Cardano, there's quite a bit what's going on with regards to NFTs. Cardano City here, for example, just to show you an example. Also, we've got the is it the Cardanos, I think, or Cardinos? I think that's a pretty cool project. So yeah, that's obviously then Sunday Swap is coming. I think if that goes really live, probably not Q4 anymore. But I heard they are going to announce something on the 17th of December. So I'm not quite sure. I heard this just from someone else. But yeah, I think this is going to really push the price. Many people seem to be waiting for Sunday Swap. Yeah, it's a bit of a hype, but it is quite cool. So then we've got obviously Muesli Swap, which is also a DEX which is already running on the Cardano blockchain. And then we've got here ADA Swap, which is, for example, now launching the DEX. And there's a token sale going on. Then obviously we had the positive news about Cardano passing the 20 million transaction mark without a single outage in 4 years. Now, if you compare that to Solana, it's quite a bit of a different picture, isn't it? Also, we, I think, now have over 1 million wallet addresses, if I'm not wrong. And then also we now have this ERC20 converter on the testnet, which is also going to be really big if that then goes onto the mainnet, probably in the beginning of Q1, in my view. So it's looking good for Cardano. Just fundamentally, the development is continuously going further. So development isn't stopping just because prices are going down. So that leaves really a lot of opportunity, and that's also why I'm going to hold my ADA. Looking at Bitcoin here on the charts here, I'm not going to talk about that scenario now in detail. Again, I did that all before. Still expecting here prices either to go straight away into this target area between 20 and 29k, or first of all to go up in the target area and then come down. Nothing has really changed, so I really wanted to show a bit more detail on Cardano, but not on the Kraken website, no, actually here on Binance. So we can see how very well we are actually finding support here at the 120 level. This is this ascending trend line here in orange, really providing support here after we dropped briefly below, and I think we dropped again below the 125 level, or 124.3 on this chart, which is the 0.887 fib level. The 0.887 fib level is a level that many altcoins actually come down to in a wave 2 correction. We are currently in a wave 2 correction for Cardano, coming down to this level. Unfortunately, the timing isn't great because Bitcoin obviously coming down as well, with an expectation of Bitcoin dropping further. It is likely that we will even lose the 120 level and then approach the $1 level. $1 level has provided massive support before. Since 2021, we've been above $1. It really has held a lot of times. Also in these downtrends here in May, for example, we tested the $1 level various times. It did hold all the time, and I really hope it will hold this time as well. That would accelerate a recovery after we have seen the low and after Bitcoin is going up again. So this would then take us to a wave 3 to the upside. Again, target levels at least around $4.50 to $5. That's my view, at least. Yeah, so we're talking here again, similar to Solana, about the 1.618 extension at least, yeah, which is at 438. But I would rather say that we're going to the 200% or even the 2.618 fib level at 648. So from the low of $1, that would be certainly a 6x. Bear in mind, this would only be the wave 3, then you get a wave 4 and a wave 5. But what are we going to see in the immediate future? Do I think that the $1 level or even that the 120 level is holding? So I don't think that the 120 level is going to hold. I think we're going to see lower prices because I expect Bitcoin to drop as well. Now, what is good to see that we've got a double bottom here, you know, so it's certainly not looking too bad for Cardano. But how likely is it really that Cardano is going to hold when Bitcoin is going down further? I think not very likely, to be honest. So also, if we take a look here on the MACD on the weekly, I don't see the MACD to slow down, unfortunately. So if we take a look at the MACD on the weekly, it is not losing any momentum. So I would want to see here first a slowing down of the momentum, a turning around, and only really a bullish crossover, I think, will really confirm that we have seen a real trend change here. If we take a look at the MACD on the daily, we can possibly see an end of the downtrend on the daily. Now we can't see that on the weekly yet, and we don't have a bullish crossover yet. I think a bullish crossover would really be good. So far in that downtrend here, we've tried to make a bullish crossover on the 2nd of December. That failed. So I think we're now getting closer again. So maybe this time we are successful, but it all depends how this is playing out now, because we are now in the apex of a triangle here between this descending channel, this white descending trend line, and the orange ascending trend line, really in this apex here. So the next move up or down will determine, do we see the bullish crossover here, or do we continue our downtrend? On the 4 hour also, no bullish crossover yet. So that is the MACD basically, but the weekly is the most meaningful one here on the chart at the moment, and that clearly shows that we have further downtrends. However, we've already seen twice here that we've been on the daily in the oversold area on the RSI. Now, being in the oversold area on the RSI, the last time that did happen, that really pushed the price up. That was towards the end of July, and after that we saw all-time highs. So yeah, generally when you get into the oversold areas, after that you normally see a run to the upside. It happened every time we did have that. We had a run to the upside, you know, every time. So I'm quite confident that we are getting close to the bottom. Honestly, I think we are. The only little trouble is that Bitcoin is still in the middle of a downtrend, and I think it's not going to stop soon. So ADA would need to decouple itself from Bitcoin to survive this, really above $1. And that's the tricky bit, you know, because Cardano has started much earlier with a correction, unfortunately. And it would have been time for Cardano to switch around, but it makes it now much more difficult that Bitcoin is going down now. Unfortunately, that messes it all up a little bit, and that obviously has an effect on psychology of, you know, the buyers and the sellers, because everybody's looking towards Bitcoin as well. But Cardano is just undervalued at the moment. It's oversold, and it just needs that turnaround here. I mean, it will turn around eventually, but the thing is when, you know, ideally above $1. If it drops below it, it will take longer. But generally, you know, just to summarize, I think I see more and more positive news coming out, more news about projects, the sentiment of people shifts, and more people are willing to buy Cardano again. I think this is all good news, you know, and fundamentally also the development is carrying on, more partnerships and more projects coming, and also yeah, a lot of things like the ERC20 bridge, NFTs and everything. We see it now on Cardano, and it just has taken longer than expected. Also less projects, or it took longer for projects really to start launching and running. And to be fair, we still have only seen a few really launching, but I think this is just about to start. So if you get really that momentum, then the Cardano price should really push higher. So I think Cardano is really at a really good price at the moment. I wouldn't sell it now personally. I'm not selling it anyway, but I wouldn't sell it personally. But I would add to my portfolio. Again, you know, these are great prices, but even I think we are going to see prices below 120, and I hope that $1 is going to hold. But then again, after that, we're going to see that turn around. That's my current view. Hope you liked the update video about Cardano. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.